Now we look to heat number 6. Kauli Vaast taking on Joao Chianca. We're looking at number 18 in the world, taking on world number 23. Really close in the rankings. Points up for grabs right now between these two surfers who would love a quarterfinals at this part of the season. Take me through this first wave here, Tanner.
Well, for Joao, it's going to be hopefully turns like this. He just has such a cool, creative approach, utilizing his body strength over the rails of the surfboard. I had a really cool chat with Joao the other day as we were waiting for the call. He seemed at ease, to be honest, and I was picking his brain on what he was riding. And he said after the end of last year, he came away to Brit and said, hey, I really want to reset. I want to look at some of the old files that you guys have had within CI and see if there's something I can dig up from that and start new, start fresh.
I love the fact that we're seeing more and more surfers be like, what worked for them? It worked on the Dream Tour. Let's give it a go myself. And I think it makes sense. Obviously, another JS rider, Kauli Vaast. Wow. Massive first turn here for Kauli. Just big into the lip hack to start this one off. Drives through a carve on this second one. Using power to his advantage. He really does have that on Joao in this heat. Let's see what this next section offers up for Kauli Vaast here. Just waiting for this one. Not going to outsurf it. Not going to outpace it. He's really met the tempo of this wave all event. Into it for a finishing turn here for Kauli. So big out the back. Big through the inside. This feels like Kauli, again, hitting his strides early in this heat right now.
He doesn't have to take his foot off the gas as he moves into the different forms of the wave. This turn's amazing. Pivots around his body in the lip. And then he's able to sneak into the pocket here. And this will be the challenge of the day, in my belief, for the goofy foot surfers versus the regular foot surfers. It's a flattened out section, so you want to still have the emphasis to get these great rides, but you don't want to overcook it, because the big issue here is your timing into this last turn. And Kauli came in a little early and was able to create extra body torque and made that last turn. He polished it. He buttoned it up really well.
Two goofy footers have already dropped big 7-point rides. Early, well, not early, but just convincingly in both of their heats right now. So Joao with a little bit of work to do to get himself back into this one. We've got 33 minutes over that, actually. And Joao, he's got this one here, hoping that this one bowls up ahead of him, driving, holding, pushing that carve all the way through here for Joao. Again, brings it round to the power source. Love the fact that he's not forcing too much out on the face here. Obviously, we want to see these big end sections. That's where a lot of the drama comes from, a big bulk of the points here too. So Joao with a nice big carve out the back. This inside section bowling up here. Connects with the lip line. He's pushing it back on the rail through this midsection here for Joao. This board, like we mentioned, looking incredible under his feet, but just getting buckled right at that end section. You could see that oncoming water, unfortunately, knocking him off when it was looking like it was going to be a really convincing make on that end section.
Really, really spicy as he came into, or I guess the second turn here, as he sets up, creates the emphasis, and delivers. You know, this is so important to see this fully engaged all the way around to the foam. And a thing for me with Joao, the pivot in his carves is really a fun thing. He pulls the e-brake, if you will. He's able to put all the power into the approach to the carve and then sits back on his back heel and arcs it really quickly around. And I feel like it's a unique look for someone his size.
And then this inside section, you can see so much water starts to rush up the face pretty much from here on out.
Yeah, and so this is the turn we're talking about. It's funny because Italo nailed it when you're looking at the surf, the color of the water versus the color of the water behind it and the horizon, it all becomes monochromatic. It can be hard to see.
It's all merging into one. However, Joao looks like he's found a really fun pocket, pushes hard on this fun looking wave right now for J.Chianca. Again, gorgeous looking swoop. His rail carves looking so timely and just smooth so far this event. You can see this one, it's starting to taper a little bit through this inside, so he's just going to pace himself. He needs to better a 4 here, so may as well take this one majority of the way through. A couple more carves here for Joao. Stands up, bowls up into it. Those fins, unfortunately, disengaging on that end section there, and this is one of those moments where we spoke about it earlier, Tanner. Some of those end sections can start to bend away from you, and that's what happened on that last wave.
He had done the lion's share of the work. The way he did the 1-2 punches of these first combos, so sets it up, gets the speed, draws off the bottom. This is phenomenal. That is high-grade surfing there, and he kind of does it again here. Soft carve to come down, garner the speed, come up, and maximize into a beautiful carve. He looks really switched on. He looks like he's timing it correctly, and he looks relaxed, but it's funny, I think sometimes with Joao, there's so much excitement in his body language. You almost wish at the end of these rides, he would just be able to just be okay with a great ride instead of wanting to perform even more into that back part of that wave.
I'm really intrigued into your kind of take on that end section. Obviously, this was the best part of that wave. Really pushed hard, that tail completely pivoting so perfectly in that pocket there. But as far as the wall, when it starts to taper away from you, on those, some of those sections are gnarly and they push right back at you, and you see Lobby and you're thinking, oh my God, he's just done his knee. But he, luckily enough, he didn't. But on those ones where they bend away from you, what do you think is the best tactic to go into it? Because he's in the booth calling this heat with alongside myself, Jesse Starling. Got 13 minutes left, and Joao is yet up and riding for another time. Gets the completion on this one. He hasn't had that on his last few waves there. He's stoked about it. Kauli Vaast, on the other hand, hasn't had a wave for 25 minutes.
Man's approach to ride into rhythm. As we see this wave, great opening carve, real extension in that pocket. As it gets foamy, he does really well to stay on his board out of that maneuver. And again, wow, tricky wave here. Joao, he's ready to plow through things though, for sure, and just keep moving forward down the line. I don't know, this wave might run into the middle. I don't know if it will be one of his scores that he'll keep.
I liked that drift of the tail on that carve there, and you can see he's looking really alive. Like, he just seems to be really fast twitch, lively.
He got his high score, and if Joao had been in rhythm with getting 6s and 7s, I actually think it would have applied more pressure to Kauli to surf. So I think he's been waiting by virtue that he knows he really doesn't need much when he stands up. So that luxury then goes, hey, I could get a 3-point ride at 3 minutes. I could get it at 2 minutes. I don't necessarily have to wait for a 7.
Not only is the 24 dedicated to my best result, but a big moment for France and Tahiti getting a big win in the Olympics. So beautiful storyline between Kauli's 24, Joao here, looking a better 5-2-3 to keep applying more pressure here on Kauli, but just goes down on that section there. You can see just a little bit of side wobble starting to come through these waves right now.
Yeah, and I like this for Joao. I think he's trying to stay in motion to see if he can find a section, right? We saw him in some of the warm-up days before all of these events throwing a variety of maneuvers, stuff like that, where it has so much X factor. So Joao can be a one-punch fighter if he needs to be. And even though
I was trying to get something slightly competitive out of him in a post interview, just with how calm and easy going. Like, yeah, do you want that yellow jersey? He's like, I'm just really happy. I'm just loving surfing. I was like, I am scared for everyone for you. Like, this is like, he's so sharp this year. Joao, he's still swinging here. Like I mentioned earlier, trying to better a 5-2-3. Lovely first 2 turns. Then starts to open up that wingspan. Pushes hard. Not once, but twice through this section here. He's been wanting to take this one all the way through, just to keep building, even if it's ever so slightly. Great looking turn. He's got more down the line here for J.Chianca. Comes into a good looking finish with the completion. There's that momentum filtering on through from that 5-2-3. So again, just Joao, he's going to keep on swinging, keep on fighting, and I love the determination we're seeing from him right now.
And the gears clicked. Honestly, watch the way he approaches these. It's his inside arm that he arcs around, that he opens up at the very end of the carve, and it creates a very cool body mechanic. It's extension in the back part. This is the turn I'm talking about right here. And right at the end, opens it up. You see his hand fly to the sky, and it allows his tail to release. And it's a really good maneuver to have in your quiver. But Joao, again, he's electric. He's a showman, and you can tell his body language is lighting up into the back part of this wave here. Great ride.
Is this a wave that we should have seen Kauli Vaast on?
It's a great question, and you'd think yes would be the answer, but
it's another 5-point ride. Kauli now needing a 3-4-3. We are finally going to see a paddle from the French Tahitian surfer. Bottom turn, big looking first section. Doesn't really connect with it. He's going to have more through this second one. Let's remember, it's a small score, but there's a lot of pressure on this guy's shoulders here to convert. Into a big looking end section, connects with a ride out. Fist goes to the sky. He loves it. Needs a 3-4-3. I'm not going to lie. I was holding on the edge of my seat there. I was thinking, no, this is not the wave, but that end section, super convincing for the score.
I know, and we're all seeing it real time. He's so competitively savvy as well. Like, what a great heat to stay strong in your game plan and execute and stay on the board and just confidently move forward into the quarters.
Wise words of the late great MC Rob Bass. It takes two to make a thing go right. You got to stick one at the beginning of that heat, and then you just dropped anchor and waited. What was going through your mind for 40 plus minutes?
Yeah, I know, it was kind of heavy. Even for me, I was thinking about it, but I was pretty confident, I swear. This moment, I was really calm. There is waves, so I was just hoping to have a good exchange, but at one point I decided to wait, and then I could have gone on a couple waves, but I felt like I should have waited, and then it ended up all the whole heat I've been waiting, and then the last 1 minute, the last minute, the big set came, and yeah, I was pretty confident not to fall on that one. I was thinking not falling, but I was thinking also like finally a big wave and I can surf. So yeah, just turn and finish it, and yeah, I made it. So 2 waves.
You're understanding how radical those turns were. So by sitting there for that long, it's obviously, how do you develop this trust in yourself and trust in the ocean?
I just try to talk to myself. Just has to be patient. Look at him ripping these waves and still got some 5. I was like, oh, maybe I should go because it could be a 5 for me too. So I don't know. It was just I don't know. Try to stay calm. Try to think about the whole heat situation because I had time to think about it. And and just trust. I was hoping to see another wave, not just a little bit bigger like the wave he got, so I could do my backup. But at one point I was like, I don't feel it's necessary. But I saw with coach, and coach was like, maybe you should create more opportunity and surf. So yeah, we'll think about it next one.
Well, you've got nerves of steel, my friend. Second quarter final of the year coming up. Do you know who you're going against?
Italo, no? Yes, Popozão.
I love it. You felt the energy shift. Good luck. Good job.